Sai Ram. In the last period, we discussed the first paragraph and the second paragraph. In the first paragraph, we discussed about the newspaper report which Swami's father had found in the newspaper. That inspired Swami's father to ask him, to challenge him. So what was the challenge? Father asked Swami to sleep in his office room alone that night. Why? Because Swami has to prove that he had courage. This part we have discussed. Now come to the third paragraph. I think you have the textbook. Open the textbook. Now I'll read the third paragraph. Now, where did we stop? That means, Father asked Swami to prove his courage by sleeping alone in his office room. Now, the response of Swami. What did Swami do? In the third paragraph, a frightful proposition, Swami thought. He had always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. So what was the response of this challenge? Swami thought a while. Swami thought for a while. What thought had come to Swami's mind? He thought that it was a frightful proposition. What is frightful? He thought that what is frightful? It is adjective, frightful, full of fright, means it was an awful proposition. It was an unpleasant proposition. It was a horrific proposition. It was a horrible proposition. It was a frightening proposition, not a simple proposition. What is proposition? The meaning is given there. What is proposition? Proposition means a suggestion. What is proposed is a proposition. Correct? So proposition means a suggestion. The suggestion given by Swami's father, what was suggestion? To sleep alone in his office room to prove his courage was a frightening one, was a horrific one, was a horrible one, was a dreadful one, was a unpleasant one, was a awful one. It was not a simple task for him. Why? Why did Swami consider sleeping in the office room alone that night a dreadful one? Because he had always slept beside his granny in the passage. What was the habit of Swami? Sleeping beside his granny in the passage. He used to sleep beside his granny in the passage. So he had always opposite, always, always, it is adverb. Always means opposite. What is opposite? Almost, never. Always, never. Never opposite, ever. Never, ever. Always, never. So he had always slept beside his granny in the passage. Beside means what? Beside. Where? Beside. Beside means by the side of. My friend sat beside me and began to trouble. Beside, by the side of. One more word is there, that is besides. What's the difference between beside and besides? Besides means in addition to. In addition to. Besides is a different word. Beside is a different word. Beside means by the side of. Besides means in addition to. So beside is granny in the passage. This is the arrangement. This is the habit. And any change in this arrangement. So what is the arrangement? Sleeping beside his granny in the passage. It is the arrangement. If there is any change in this arrangement, kept him trembling. If he changes his place of sleeping, then it kept him trembling. Tremble means shiver. Tremble means shiver. And awake all night. Awake opposite. A-W-A-K-E. Past tense, awoke. Past participle, awoken. Awake opposite, A-W-A-K-E, opposite asleep. Awake, asleep means if there is any change in this arrangement, if he could not sleep beside his granny, that kept him always trembling. He could not get a good sleep. He hoped. Now this question arises. He hoped at first that father was only joking. In the beginning he thought that father was joking. It was not a real one. It is not. He was not serious. Swami thought that father was not serious. He was just joking. In the beginning he hoped at first that father was only joking. Remember the word hope. We can use it as a noun and verb. Remember. Now frame a sentence. First as noun, then as verb. Do it, okay? Next come to another word is there. Joking. Joke, we can use it as a noun. You can use it as a verb also. Do it, okay? Then he mumbled. So what was the response of Swami when he was asked to sleep alone? He mumbled weakly. What is mumble? It's given there, meaning is given there. Mumble means, I read the word, mumble means say something not clearly enough. It's a given word. I'll give one more word. Speak. How? Like a toothless person. You might have heard that he mumbled. How? Weakly, in a weak manner. Father couldn't hear the words. That means he was not in support of Swami's father. He was not ready to sleep. He didn't agree immediately. He mumbled weakly. So one more grammar item I'll give. Swami mumbled weakly. Now the word weakly is underlined. Frame a question to get this word as answer. You have that grammar point, you have that grammar item, so learn it. Frame a question to get the underlined word as answer. So how to frame a question? Weakly. Now find out the WH word, question word for that. Does it take what? Swami mumbled weakly. What? No. Does the word answer when? No, it's not a time. It answers the question. The manner of answering means how. Swami mumbled how. So this question, this word gets the question word how. So how. Then mumbled is the verb. Mumble present, mumbled past, mumbled past participle. So mumble means do mumble. Mumbles means does mumble. Mumbled means it is a past tense, so did. So how did. Next it takes the subject, the person, the doer of the action, that is how did. Who is that? Swami. How did Swami? Next word, mumble. How did Swami mumble? Did mumble becomes mumbled. So what is the answer? Swami mumbled weekly. I think you got. Next. Mumbled weekly. What did he say? Yes. And tried to change the subject. He changed the subject. What is the subject here? Sleeping alone in his father's office room tonight is the subject. Now he tried to change the subject. He tried to divert the attention of his father from that topic. Why? Because he was not ready to sleep in his office room. So what did he say? He tried to change the subject. Why did he try to change the subject? To escape from his father. What did he say? He said very loudly. Now he is very enthusiastic. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm. What is enthusiasm? Eagerness. Enthusiasm means eagerness. With much curiosity, with much interest, with great interest. What did he say? With great deal of enthusiasm. Great deal of means a great deal of. A large amount of. With a large amount of what? Enthusiasm. What? Curiosity. What? Eagerness. So he is very interested. With a great deal of enthusiasm. What did he say? We are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter, father. We are going to admit even elders. Admit means what? Admit means allow, to enter, give a chance to, give a place to. Opposite, deny. Deny. Opposite of admit is deny. So we are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. Next he continued, we are buying brand new bats. Brand new means recently introduced new bats. We are going to buy. Our team is going to buy brand new bats and balls. Then our captain, my captain, our captain has asked me to tell you about this one. About what? About their plan. Plan of admitting even elders. Till then elders are not allowed to play with these boys. Now they changed their theory and they are going to admit even elders. So he told his father. Why did he say so? To escape from his father. Now read the third paragraph silently. Finish? Now come to the fourth paragraph. We will see about that later. So what was the response of Swami's father? We will see about that later. Later, late, opposite, early. Later, earlier. Latter, I told you in the previous period. Latter, farmer. Latter, farmer. Later, earlier. Late, early. So we will see about that later. That means what? Admitting elders. Father cut in. Cut in. Cut in means interfere. Interfere in conversation or interpose or interrupt. Interrupt, interfere in conversation. Yeah, father cut in, father interfered. You must sleep alone hereafter, he said. You must sleep alone hereafter, he said. There is no other way. In the beginning it was a challenge. He said, can you sleep? Now after that it became a command. It's a command now. You must sleep alone hereafter. Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. He could not control his father. He could not control this situation. It is not in his hand. Father is not leaving him. Father is not ready to change the subject. Swami realized. Swami understood. Realize means understand. Realize means understood that the matter had gone beyond his control. From a challenge, in the beginning it was a challenge. It had become a command. Now it is a command. Father commanded. Father ordered. He knew his father's tenacity at such moments. What is tenacity? It is given there, determination or persistency or rigidity. Tenacity means rigidity. Tenacity means persistency. He was persistent. He was not ready to change his mind. He is determined. So he thought that father is not going to leave him. I have to bend myself. Now there is a grammar point, see. Now we shall take a sentence for changing direct into indirect speech. So the sentence is, Swami said. Swami's father told Swami, you must sleep alone hereafter. This is the sentence. So you must sleep alone hereafter. How to change it into indirect speech? You have already studied in 9th standard and 8th standard. Then Swami's father, you can retain the word told. Swami, who is the you? Swami. So it becomes the pronoun he. Must, remember, must becomes must in direct speech. It becomes had to in indirect speech. So he had to sleep alone. Here becomes there. So thereafter. I think it's clear. So Swami's father told Swami, 1 minute. Which is the word left here? Introductory part, speech part. They are separated. Which one is left here? Recall the word. That is conjunction. What conjunction do we use? It's a statement. It's a statement. Statement takes the conjunction that. Swami's father told Swami that he had to sleep alone thereafter. This is the answer. Correct? Now, come to the lesson. Fifth paragraph. From the first of next month. So when he was asked to sleep alone thereafter, what did Swami say? Swami said, from the first of next month, Father, I will sleep alone in your office room from the first of next month. This is the second sentence, second statement which proves that Swami was not ready to sleep there. He tried to escape from his father. So he said, from the first of next month, I will sleep alone, Father. No. Determination. No. You must do it now. How to change it in direct? He had to do it then. You must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a boy. What is disgraceful? Graceful means living according to the social expectation. Graceful. Gracefully. Disgraceful. Shameful. Full of disgrace. Full of shame. Disgraceful. Shame. Or shameful. It's also correct. It is shameful. It is shame. It is not expected one. It damages your reputation. If you sleep beside your granny, it spoils your reputation. It is not a good habit. It is disgrace. So what is disgraceful? Sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby is disgraceful. Why is it disgraceful? Why is it shameful? Because you are in the second form. You are not a small boy. You are not a child. You are a grown up. You are in the second form. What is the first form, second form, third form? It is till fifth. First form, next 6, 7. Second form, so his age is maybe 12, 13 like that. Correct? You are a grown up. You are a grown up person. You are in the second form, and I don't like the way you are being brought up. I like you. I love you. Why? Because you are my child. But I don't like the way you are being brought up. What is the voice of that sentence? What is the voice of that sentence? You are being brought up. You are being brought up. So it is in passive voice. You know what is active, what is passive voice. It is in passive voice. Then work is important. Bringing someone up is important. Not the doer, not the person who brought him up is not important. But what is important? Bringing him up is important. That means in active voice, person is important. Doer of the action is important. For example, I planned the building means I is important. Doer is the important person here, not the work. I. If I change it into passive voice, the building is I planned the building active. Into passive, it becomes the building was planned by me. Means I am not important. Planning the building is important. Work is simple. So where we stress work, we use passive. Where we use the person, doer of the action, there we use active voice. So here, person is not important. We can add. You are being brought up by mother or granny. I don't know. The matter is, you are being brought up. I don't like the way you are being brought up by mother or granny. I don't know. This one is important. So leave it. If I change into passive, it becomes like this. Now, into active, mother or granny. Granny is bringing you up. Mother is bringing you up. It is active. It's active voice. Mother or granny is bringing you up. You are being brought up by granny or mother. So this is active. Remember, I don't like the way you are being brought up, he said, and looked at his wife. So she was also there, she was also present there. By saying these words, he looked at his wife. What was she doing? Who was rocking the cradle? What is a rock? You can use this word as noun and verb. Rock means, its verb here, rock means cause something, cause to move forward and backward, or cause to move to and fro. Mother rocks the child means mother causes the cradle move forward and backward. What is cradle, you know? So she was rocking the cradle. She was rocking the cradle. Then she immediately replied. She couldn't tolerate the words of her husband. Why do you look at me while you say it? It angered. Swami's father's words angered mother, Swami's mother. Why do you look at me while you say it? It means what? It means what? I don't like the way you are being brought up, the sentence. She asked, I hardly know anything about the boy. Who is the boy? Swami. Who is Swami? The boy who was hesitating to sleep alone. Why do you look at me while you say it? She asked. I hardly know anything about the boy. Hardly means, hardly, it is adverb, almost not, almost never. Negative meaning. Hardly. If you say, I am studying hard, correct sentence. I am studying hardly means it is wrong. Hardly gives a negative meaning, almost not. That means I am not studying hard. So remember the usage of hardly. I hardly know anything about the boy. I don't know anything about the boy. I am not responsible for that. I am not responsible for that behavior. Then, no. Swami's father said, no, I don't mean you. I didn't blame you. I don't mean you. said father. If you mean your mother is spoiling him, if you are pointing at your mother, Swami's granny, if you are saying that granny is spoiling your son, then what should you do? Tell her so. Don't point at me. Point at her. Tell her so. And don't look at me. Don't blame me. Your mother is responsible. If you are saying that your mother is spoiling your son, tell me her so. She said and turned away, went away. She refused to admit, she refused to accept the suggestion. She left that place. Correct? You got. Now read the 4th paragraph and the 5th paragraph. Okay? Next, see the questions given there. Swami's father drew his attention to a report in the newspaper. What was the newspaper report about? I think you have already studied there those questions. Next, I'll give one homework. Please take down. Changing into indirect speech. Swami's father told Swami can you prove you have courage? Now take down this sentence. You have already studied how to change direct speech into indirect speech. So write this sentence and change it into indirect speech, and this much is enough. So next we shall continue in the next period. Okay? Sai Ram.